I was a bit late. Traffic, nothing unusual. After all, it was just another family dinner. Or so I thought. Turns out it would be the last time I ever called the people sitting around that table family. My parents' house looked the same. Warm lights, cozy air, filled with laughter. Of everyone but me. I walked in, nodded politely, stretched out the usual polite smile. Paul, my identical twin brother, who's everything I'm not, was pouring wine. Standing beside him, glowing, was Caitlin, his gorgeous fiancée, the one the whole family worshipped like she walked on water. Dinner was in full swing. The table smelled like home. People laughed, shared stories. I grabbed a beer and tried, like I always had, to fit in, to blend, without ever really belonging. Halfway through the meal, Paul stood up. He raised his glass, voice confident and ringing. "We've got some exciting news. Caitlin and I are officially engaged." The room erupted. Cheers, applause, hugs. My mother wiped away happy tears. Dad clapped Paul on the back, eyes shining with pride. I smiled too, genuinely. I was happy for Paul. He's still my brother, right? But then, my father stood. His wine glass was still full. He let out a loud chuckle, voice raspy from too many drinks. "Well, looks like we finally have a son who's not a complete disappointment." Then he turned and pointed right at me. "Unlike the sorry excuse, who couldn't even keep his wife." The room fell silent. I did too. And as if that wasn't enough, my mother, gentle-faced, always soft-spoken, added one more cut, effortlessly. "Maybe we should have picked just one embryo back then. Guess we know now which one was the failure." Laughter erupted, not nervous laughter, real laughter, cruel, gleeful. My 12-year-old niece pointed at me giggling. Relatives, even Paul's in-laws, whom I just met for the first time, laughed. And Paul? He said nothing, just stood there, watching me, that smug glint in his eye. I'll never forget it. I didn't say a word. I just sat there and counted 15 seconds in my head. Each second felt like a hammer to my chest. Then I stood up, quietly pulled out my wallet, laid down $40, my share of this god-awful meal. No words, no tears, no shouting. I walked out. Behind me, the people I once called family, laughing at me one last time. Ahead of me, freedom. Though at the time, I had no idea what that would even look like. I walked out of that dinner in silence. But inside my head, a storm had just erupted. I don't remember where I drove. All I know is that when I finally stopped, I was sitting in the empty parking lot of a convenience store. My hands clenched tight around the steering wheel, chest tight like someone was strangling me with memories. Failed embryo. Couldn't keep a wife. What a disappointment. Their words echoed like voices from a bottomless canyon. But instead of breaking down, I stayed silent. And in that silence, something woke up. I realized I had gotten so used to pain, so used to being hurt, that I forgot I had a choice to stop enduring it. That night I went home and blocked every number, every social media account, every single one of them, except Vanessa, my cousin, the only person who never made me feel small. I changed my email, got a new number, and just like that, I vanished from their world. 3 days later, the messages poured in. "What the hell are you doing? You ruined the dinner again, as usual. Dad was just joking. Learn how to take a joke. Paul's getting married. You should be happy for him instead of acting jealous like a child." I read every message, and for the first time, I smiled. Not out of rage, not out of sadness, but out of relief. I had finally walked out of a house built of thorns, and for once, I didn't feel guilty for leaving. The following week, I moved into a new place. Tiny, old, leaky faucet, shaky internet. But it was mine. I rejoined the gym, something I used to love, until they mocked it with, "Who are you trying to look good for? You don't have anyone." I reached out to old friends, people my family used to call nobodies. I started a small online shop selling custom items, something I'd always dreamed of, but was told was a waste of time. And I saw a therapist. After I finished telling her my story, she looked at me and said, "You don't need to reshape yourself to fit a broken family. You just need to learn how to stand strong without them." I laughed, and for the first time in years, the laugh didn't taste like salt. A month later, Vanessa asked to meet for coffee. She looked at me, both proud and heartbroken. Then she said, "You don't know this, but Paul? Everything's falling apart. They're looking for you, not because they miss you, but because they need you. They need me, the same one they mocked, ignored, pushed aside. Now they need the failed embryo, to save the family that threw him away." 3 months have passed since that night. The night everything I believed about family shattered into something unrecognizable. I'm no longer the version of myself who smiled through invisible wounds handed down by those who shared my blood. Now, I sleep well, I eat better, I laugh for real, and I live truthfully. My online store, growing, steady customers, decent income, I hit the gym regularly, see my therapist weekly. I'm rebuilding, piece by piece. And this time, it's for me. Then, Vanessa's name flashed across my phone again. You need to hear this. We met at the same old cafe. She walked in looking tired. Not from lack of sleep, but from carrying too much truth. Paul got caught cheating. Not with one. With 3 different women. Caitlin found everything on his phone. Engagement's off, but her family's demanding he cover the wedding deposits. I said nothing. Just stirred my coffee slowly. Vanessa shook her head, eyes dark with disbelief. Your dad lost his biggest client. Half the business revenue gone overnight. He can't pay suppliers. Your mom maxed out 12 credit cards. Paul's now under investigation for mishandling company funds. They're falling apart, and they're looking for you. I raised an eyebrow. Miss me? Vanessa gave a dry laugh, not amused. Number. They need your money. I didn't respond. Instead, I went home, sat at my desk, pulled out a piece of paper. On one side, I wrote, reasons I should help them, blank. On the other side, reasons I shouldn't. 2 full pages. I folded the paper, made a fresh cup of coffee, and waited. A week later, I was grocery shopping, pushing my cart through the cereal aisle, when I turned a corner and ran into him, my father, thinner, grayer, eyes red like life had drained from him. Before I could speak, he did. David, I know you're upset, but it's time to grow up. Let it go. Family is family. We need you. I said nothing. Then he lowered his voice, from command to desperation. We need a loan, about $50,000, just to get back on track. I looked at the man who once called me a waste of space, a failure, a disappointment. Now here he stood, begging the failed embryo to save them. And all I said was, no, Dad, that's not what family means. Then I pushed my cart past him, down the aisle lined with bread and cereal, and into a future I built on my own terms. After running into my father at the grocery store, I thought maybe, just maybe, things would quiet down. I was wrong. The following week, they escalated. Paul showed up at my gym. No idea how he even knew I went there. My mother left a dozen voicemails swinging from sobs to borderline hysteria. He messaged my ex-wife on Facebook, asking her to reach out to me. And just when I thought I couldn't possibly hear anything more ridiculous, a letter appeared at my front door. Inside, family reunion invitation. Location, my parents' old house. Tone, like a corporate negotiation final line. We have a proposal that benefits all involved parties. I didn't know whether to laugh or flip the damn table. I gave myself 24 hours to think. Then, I turned off my phone, packed a small backpack, and went camping. Alone. Just me, a beat-up tent, a couple freeze-dried meals, and the closest thing I felt to peace in years. When I came back, my phone looked like a war zone. 15 missed calls from unknown numbers, 7 voicemails from my mom, ranging from sobbing to screaming, one message from Vanessa. Paul's been fired. Everything's crashing. Call me. I called. It's worse than we thought, Vanessa said. He didn't just misuse company money. He tried to cover it up. They found out. It's over. And your parents? They mortgaged the house. They're about to lose it. They need you, like really need you. But me? I didn't feel angry, or vindicated, or even sad. Just empty. The next morning, 6 a.m. Doorbell rings. I stumble to the door, still half asleep. And there they are. Dad, Mom, Paul, my sister, looking like a zombie cast from a post-apocalyptic film. Dad, red eyes, hollow face. Mom, makeup smeared under tear tracks. Paul, in that hoodie he once flexed on Instagram, now slouched like a defendant in court. My sister looked like she wanted to dissolve into vapor. I didn't invite them in. I stood at the threshold, arms crossed, dead silent. Dad spoke first. Son, our family's in a disaster. You're our last hope. We need $100,000. I let out a faint chuckle. Me, the total disappointment. Now I'm your savior? Mom cut in. It was just a joke. We didn't mean it. You have to understand. Paul still wouldn't look at me. My sister seemed like she wished she could disappear. I didn't scream, didn't argue. I just said, I'll think about it. Now go. Dad looked like he wanted to protest, but something in my voice shut him down. So they left, quietly, leaving me alone, with a decision that would change everything. I gave them a chance, not because I was soft, but because I wanted to see, was there any real remorse, or were they just mourning the loss of their personal ATM? I invited my father, alone. He showed up wearing a smile like he'd just hit the lottery. I sat down. Direct, no fluff. Here are the conditions. A formal written apology from everyone at that dinner. 6 months of family therapy. Mom needs treatment for her spending addiction. Paul takes full legal accountability without dragging anyone else down. I'll help restructure the debt, but I'm not handing over a single dollar. His face changed in real time. Confusion, anger, defeat. He quietly stood up, didn't say a word, and walked out. 2 days later, Vanessa sent me a screenshot. Mom had posted a lengthy Facebook status, a poetic, dramatic piece about ungrateful children who forget their roots, written like she was the sole survivor of World War III. I skimmed it, didn't blink. Then, something unexpected happened. My sister called. First time since the dinner from hell. She was crying. You were right, it's all toxic. The kids are starting to copy how mom and dad act. I'm sorry for not standing up for you. It was the first genuine apology I'd ever received from anyone in my family. I invited her and the kids over for dinner. We talked for hours. She shared how her marriage was unraveling, how she felt suffocated playing the stable one her whole life. We made a plan. I helped her put down a deposit on a new apartment, helped her husband rewrite his resume. She started therapy, and for the first time, she set boundaries. I didn't feel alone anymore. The next week, I got an email from Paul, not an apology, just a CV, with a single-line message. Can you put in a good word for me where you work? I didn't respond. Then, 6 a.m. The doorbell rings. I open it. Same face I've known all my life. Dad. But this time, no acting, no speeches, just old eyes, worn face, exhaustion carved into every wrinkle. And he says, I'm sorry, truly. For the first time, a real apology. No excuses. No, but you also. He admitted the favoritism, the blindness, how he pinned Paul's failures on me, how he dismissed everything I'd endured. You might not help us with money, but can you help this family heal? I looked him in the eye. We'll start with therapy. No shortcuts, no bargaining. And he nodded. Right now, I'm sitting in my tiny apartment, at a wooden table with one wobbly leg. It's not perfect, but it's mine. If my family ever walks back into my life, they'll do it on my terms. No more Ian's the disappointment. No more, we were just joking. I'm not Paul's faded shadow. I'm me. And I'm damn proud of that. If you followed this story all the way here, maybe you saw a piece of yourself in me. Maybe you're still in the early chapters of your own journey. But trust me on this. There is nothing more powerful than someone who's been broken and learns how to stand up on their own. If this story meant something to you, please share it. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below so I know you're walking this path with me. Thank you so much for listening to my story.